Welcome to Cabdriven. This is the all-new Ford Maverick. Right now we're in the back roads of Paul Valley, which I like to say thank you to Seth Wadley Ford of Paul's Valley for supporting us and giving us a vehicle for the day to use. You're right now sitting in the all-new Ford Maverick. Now, with that being said, this Ford Maverick is a 22 Ford XLT. 2-liter turbo, 250 horsepower. This one's actually a front-wheel drive. You can get them in an all-wheel drive, and you can also get the hybrid system. Hybrid system, I'm being told, is a little harder to get. Now, I bet you're wondering, you can probably go through the internet and find a bunch of these videos on why the Ford Maverick is the truck for you. Now, my goal is to give you an honest review about this vehicle, because what I hate is, more than anything, is going on these damn YouTube channels trying to find a review on a truck, and then when I get to it and buy it and love it for 3 days, and then I absolutely hate the thing. I just got into this truck, and I will be quite honest, it's a little different. What I mean by different, it's not different in bad. I mean, how could you possibly judge? Right now I'm looking at the window sticker, and this truck is $26,425. $26,000! $30,000 is huge. Even after taxes, it even has a damn sunroof to it that you can open. It does not have a sliding back window, which unfortunately, who cares? It's such a small truck. I'm not looking forward to entertaining the people in the back seat. Though there is quite a few problems with this truck, though. It is not 100% amazing. It could be a hell of a lot better. Let me show you. It's not the prettiest thing ever, but nor is it ugly. It's kind of that in between, which I'm okay with. I'm not in it for look, especially with just under $30,000. I do not care. Yes, there is no solid axle on this truck. It is a full-on independent. Even with the all-wheel drive system, there's just a pumpkin in the middle and 2 arms on each side. The ride on this thing is quite sublime. I'm actually quite happy that it has a full independent suspension on it. This truck could have been way bouncier, but it really takes on the bumps. Oklahoma roads are notorious for just being the world's worst, bumpiest, just pothole driven roads out there. And this truck actually takes the bumps really, really well. There is quite a bit of engine noise. It's not a bad noise, nor is it a great noise. I mean, it's just a 4-cylinder turbo. When you get one of these trucks, you're getting it basically to work. You're not getting it for any kind of fashion. And when I say work, I mean you can take this to school and still be on a budget. You can take this grocery shopping and still have that capabilities of a truck in the back. You can still take this to Home Depot, Lowe's, and still be just fine. I am quite happy the fact that I didn't spend 40 to 50, even 60, 70, 80 in these trucks. In these half-ton trucks are starting to become $90,000 to $100,000. I'm quite happy with the fact that I spent less than $30,000 on a truck. I could crash this thing and still get another one and still be better off. I like that. It's a little different when you drive a mid-size truck. You're not up here, up tall. You're down here on the lower ground. You're almost like a regular SUV, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that it only does have a 4.5 foot bed. It does tow, not the greatest amount. Your payload, if you have just one person in the vehicle, you know, that's not too heavy, you know, you can get about 1,500 pounds, give or take. Towing, you do have pretty good towing on this truck. Without the tow package, which is an optional extra, I think it's about $400 to $500 optional. It is an option. You go from 2,000 to about a 4,000 pound towing, which honestly in a truck like this, that's plenty. We don't need to go 6, 10, 12,000 pounds on a little truck like this. I didn't get this truck to do that. I got this truck to do light to medium work, and that's exactly what this does. I'd rather have this than the Ford Ranger, and I hate to say it, this is what the Ford Ranger should have been. This actually pisses me off a bit, because when I actually bought the Ford Ranger, and I absolutely hated the thing about 2 weeks in, I was like, this thing is a pile of trash. Whew, that feels good. I feel better about that decision. It has now been fixed. I have changed the name of this truck to a Ford Ranger. Now I feel better about this purchase. I'm no longer driving a Ford Maverick. I am driving the all-new 2022 Ford Ranger. It's pretty remarkable. There's a few things I would say that I would definitely not want on this truck. And it's the orange. The orange is pretty distracting. It grabs my eyes. I'm not a big fan of why certain things are orange in this truck. You know, let's put your phone right here. That's all well and good. It's just, it's a little much. Obviously, we have the nice, beautiful seats right here. I love these seats. The nice orange stitching to go with our crazy orange cup holder, not even cup holders, but a phone holder. And then we have the vents with orange on. That's cute and everything. Couple things that really kind of irritated me right when you first get in is they're trying to give you that optimal space for storage. I totally get. I'm okay with all of that. But there's certain areas where I wouldn't put anything in there, even change, or even, I wouldn't put anything. It's kind of a useless space. They could have done something different. I do appreciate a few things on this truck. One, I am a 6'3" guy, 270 pounds. I don't feel cramped. I actually have loads of room, and I like that. I mean, for a $26,000 truck, I mean, $24,000 truck, less than 30,000 period, it is actually quite roomy in here. The doors are quite funky. Not a big fan of the door handles. I'm used to having an actual handle here, so this is missing. I get that, but I like it. It's weird. And then to top it all off, we've got cubby holes. I know saying we want to see this thing on the outside and look at it. It's way too windy. I really don't want to deal with trying to fight the wind today. This is Oklahoma. If you know what I mean, if you live here, you understand. There's not 100% perfect day in Oklahoma. And when they do come around, it's so short of a time span before a tornado comes through. Now, they have these cup holder pockets, which is great. You could put your bottle right here, okay? That's all well and good, but what in the hell is, I mean, that's deep. That's a deep cubby hole. I don't get that. Why? Well, they could have just opened this thing up just a little bit more and made it towards a little bit more useful. That's somewhere you can lose stuff. You can hide your pot in there, and hopefully the detective or whoever's pulled you over because you're looking like a lunatic in a lunatical vehicle. Now, storage wise on the inside of the truck, we got pretty good storage here. Obviously, we got pretty good storage here. We got areas to put our phones. We got areas there for water bottles. Obviously, what I like about everything being so low down here is you're not gonna bump into it, which is great. I love that. I am going to move this dial around, and now it's locked. I don't get that. I don't like this. When you turn it on to go from park, reverse, neutral, or even drive, there is no stopping it. It will continuously turn, Look at that. I can just keep turning it. I don't know if I'm in drive or where I am at, but obviously there's an indicator up here where it tells you what gear you're in, but still this would be great for, I want to keep my eyes on the road. I don't have to keep looking down. I don't have to keep looking over here. I want to keep my eyes on the road and know exactly what I'm doing. Now, at the end of the day, is that dial going to affect anything at the end of the day? Absolutely not. That is just personal preference. I am just not a dial shifter. I don't mind even the column shifter that you get. Weird thing, I know. It does have some driving modes on it. Obviously, let's see here. We've got just regular normal, tow and haul, slippery, eco, and then sports. And none of this changes the looks on the display. None of this really matters, honestly. It all feels pretty relatively the same. All these drive modes are for the which, let's be honest, it's an 8-speed transmission, not the 10-speed, which I'm actually thankful for, because if you ever had the Ford Ranger, the 10-speed is a lot like a magician. You have a lot of hope and wishes, and you wish he would tell you, and he just doesn't tell you anything, and the magic's horrible, and it's a horrible feeling. I don't like the 10-speed. This sync system. Now, the sync system in this is very responsive. It does have a small delay in it, but it's not big. I don't mind it. Now, the old sync systems in Ford has not been great. Sometimes it'll connect to your phone. Sometimes it will drop your phone. Sometimes it won't even do what you asked it to do. Sometimes you're trying to pick up a phone call and do all that. I'm hoping on this new system that they have fixed all that, because that was a big problem on the Ford Ranger. like I said, am a 6'3" tall guy, 6'3". This driving position I have it in is exactly where I was comfortable. This is the back seat. I am knees plundered right into, I wouldn't want to be any more than 30 minutes into this thing. It is ridiculously uncomfortable back here in that position. Obviously, I can move it forward and get a little bit more room out of this, but not much. I still think the driver should have full domain on how he seats and in position and be comfortable. Now, with that being said, I don't think you're going to have this truck when you have kids who are 6'3" inches. If they're this big, they need to go get their own damn ride at that point. Now that being said, storage-wise, pull this handle right here. Make sure you let it go, because if you keep holding on to it, it just keeps fighting you. This has got really good storage. Really plenty of room to put some beer in here, to put some whatever you got going on back here. There is no drainage holes, which is unfortunate. Should have some drainage holes, but there is none. Anyways, but they also have this queue number where you can literally scan it and it will literally bring up an options list that you can put back here. But that is all that does right there. There is no extra room to do anything more with that. I would wish either this part right here, if you had a big box and you wanted to keep your seat position, it's really a tight squeeze. There's not much going on with that right there. But the next thing you know, if you come back here and pull this lever to bring back this, that's it. Even if your seats are completely forward, that does not go completely flat. So it is a waste of a good flat space that could potentially be here. It does not go flat, which is upsetting, because they could have easily made this just a flat bench right here where you could put anything you want without tearing up your seats. The bed is great though. It is not very big. It's a 4.5-foot bed, but the truck doesn't sit that tall. So a guy who's working on construction or working on anything, instead of having to hop over the rails and trying to get it, I'm standing here 6'3" and I can touch the bottom of the bed without struggling or getting on my tippy toes. I like that. And to make up for the difference that it's not a very big bed, it is deep. This is a very deep bed. It does have good hook locations. I like this. It's very simple. There's no weird designs about it. It's simplicity. I like it. I also like this. You ever put a big load in your truck? You ever put a big load in your truck? You know how desperate that you get when you try to lift your load up high enough just so it doesn't tear up the paint job, which typically goes right about here on any other truck. This, they've came down all the way down so you can bump right into it and put your load in there and you're not worried about tearing up the paint. That was smart. Whoever did the looks on this truck though, it's not the prettiest thing ever, but nor is it ugly. It's kind of that in between, which I'm okay with. Now, all of this may be relevant to all of you. Maybe it's not relevant to all of you. Maybe all of these complaints are just complaints on my end. But this is a good truck. Do I recommend buying one? Yes, I actually do. I actually would say this is a damn good truck. I would buy one. But if you're in it for your looks, or if you're in it because I feel like I like to have these hard trucks and big lips and I like to have my tobacco and stuff, this may not be the truck for you. With gas prices being basically $5 a gallon, this makes more sense than anything in the world. Even after the gas prices drop, which they will, after a recession or two or depression or whatever the hell comes next, this is still a good truck to have even afterwards. I could see this being one of the all-time greats, one of the best sellers. I could see it getting up there. I really can, because there's just a lot of good things about it. It's exactly what I was expecting the Ford Ranger to be. That's all I'm going to say. The Ford Ranger, this is the Ford Ranger. They just renamed it because the Ford Ranger's screwed anyways. They don't want to screw that name up anymore. But this is the new Ford Ranger in my book. I would like to say thank you to Seth Wadley Ford in Pauls Valley for sponsoring this video. They have provided the vehicle for me. I'm hoping to build a huge relationship with them. But if you guys ever need any kind of truck they are the ones to get hold of. That's all they specialize is trucks. Which at the end of the day, out here in the country, it's very important to have a good truck, just like this one. So please give them a look. Take a look at the description down below. I will put all their information in there. Give them a call. I actually bought my Ford Ranger through them. So if you guys ever want another vehicle, give Seth Wadley Ford in Pauls Valley a take a look. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Let's get this channel growing, guys. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's get this thing popping. If you guys have any comments, throw some comments down there. What can we do better for the next one? Or if you have any comments on the Maverick or the Ranger. I'm doing these videos for you all, and I love to continue doing them. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on the notifications, turn them off. I don't really care. You know, just hit that subscribe button. Boop, boop, right there. Right there. Hit it right down there. Hit it. Hit it before I hit this. Ah!